The January transfer window has closed, and Newport County have spent £1 million. Let's go to the video. Hola guys and girls, and welcome back to Rodney Parade Newport. And if you're a first-time visitor here, why not subscribe, watch, like and comment and help us to raise funds for chronic heart disease research, something that I feel very passionate about. And what a window it's been. And as you can see, we have made some changes, but not too many. And out has gone Will Boyle, our captain, and he has not been performing especially well. He's a good, solid Sky Bet League 2 player, and we've decided at 29 years old to shift him on to Sheffield Wednesday for 160,000. And Ryan East, who also is a fairly decent Sky Bet League 2 player, he was shifted out on loan. We will not be renewing his contract. He also went to Sheffield Wednesday on 80% of his salary. But we've brought in a couple of squad players. One is Sonny Carey, and we need some good solid squad players who possibly could improve. I'm not going to be the greatest player, but hopefully he'll come in and do a job for us when people are injured or tired. And we brought in Mohamed Bilen from Leyton Orient for hopefully to become a very good first team player. He's 19 years old and has 5-star potential. Brought him in as a defensive midfielder, but he can also play at centre back, although he doesn't have much height, he has pace. And then finally, Billy Kumetio we brought in on loan from Liverpool, and he is extremely good in the air. His jumping reach of 18, and he hopefully will stop us conceding so many goals from crosses and corners. And he also has very good passing ability. He's 22 years old, and hopefully we can keep him for another season at the end of this current loan. So we've been fairly busy, and we've spent about £1 million, and £160,000 has come in. But we still have some transfer budget left, and we have about 5,000 in the wage budget, so we can now focus on end of contract, because we can play with this wage budget, and that'll give us about £13,000 to look for one or two really good out of contract players before the and sign them up before the end of the season. And so that's the plan, and we are already scouting a deep-lying playmaker. We're scouting another full-back, a left-back, and hopefully we will be able to bring these guys in who will strengthen us before the beginning of the summer transfers begin. In terms of the results, we had, since you were last year, 0-0 against Ipswich, home 3-0 win against Wigan, and then we played Liverpool in the FA Cup third round. They were 3-0 up after 10 minutes before I realised that we actually had to raise the line. We did score 2 in the second half, but then this email arrived from our press officer who said that it was a bit disappointing because we was being seen as contenders for the competition. Now, I don't know where she got that from, but I do like an optimist, and I don't think we were ever contenders to get past Liverpool in the third round. We did particularly well, scoring 2 in the second half to end up losing 3-2, and I was proud of the boys. We then had a 2-0 defeat to Bournemouth, unsurprisingly, and we've just followed that up with a 0-0 home draw against Fulham. Now, we are playing about a little bit with formations. We played in a diamond shape against Fulham, and today we're going to mix it up a little bit again. Because we are in 10th, and I believe now that we are safe. And I think this is a time now where we can look to just change things, experiment. We only have to battle bravely against relegation. We're on 40 points. I think that we're pretty safe from relegation. And I'm hoping that we can, this year, after finishing 20th last year, finish around about 15th or 16th. And I feel quite optimistic that we can achieve that. But you never know. Every game is difficult for us. We are still the worst team in the league, and we'll just have to see what happens. But it is a time to experiment, ready for next season, and to get a kind of system that we like for next season. And so today, this is also a very tough game for us. We are away at Middlesbrough. We have 2 very difficult away fixtures coming up. And all we can expect, again, is that the boys do their best, try to adapt to the new style, and see what happens. And the team is, for today, in goal we have Rogers, at the back 3 of Duzak, Park and Kumetio, I think that's how you say his name. Duhaney, Sweeney and Lewis will play in that area between midfield and the back 3. Carey and Taylor will play in centre midfield, and Abraham and McNeil will play up top. We are playing around with the tactics a little bit, so I'm not expecting to win this game, and I guess we're going to have to try and see what happens. Carey and Taylor are not used to playing together, but we'll just have to see what happens. And I don't feel totally pessimistic, but I'm not expecting a result. We have 1 or 2 issues on the subs bench, so we need to just sort those out. And we'll bring in Livermore onto the subs bench. He's just returning from injury, and Lakin. And so let's go to the game, and let's see if we can win this football match. And we've just got to focus on the fans here. They've been absolutely marvellous, and they've run around the country after you. And let's go and make them proud. Give them something to talk about today. And the match is underway. And here come Newport. And that was a good interception by Middlesbrough, who are 2 places below us. So I'll take a point here away from home, so that they don't go above us. But a win would be very nice indeed. And we're going to play in exactly the same way and try and contain them. But here come Bournemouth, and that is a cross, and they have scored just as I was saying. We're going to try and contain them. They've gone and scored. But I think it's been disallowed. There was an offside call here. It was very, very close. We were very fortunate to get away with that. And phew, we got away with one there. What I do want to do is to make sure that we are showing those wing-backs onto their weaker foot. That's part of the plan, is to drive them into the middle, and to force the Mazzala that they're playing on the right out much wider. And so at the moment, it's nothing really seems to be happening. I'm very, very proud of this Newport team this year. We're resting in 10th after 29 games, and nobody could have expected that to happen. It's absolutely marvellous. Our shots are pretty okay. We're getting the ball into the box. And at half-time, it's Middlesbrough 0, Newport 0. And I just got to say that they're doing very, very well. We're actually probably the better team according to the stats. Our XG is slightly better. We're creating more chances at the moment. It is a bit of a worry that we're creating chances and not scoring, but who knows? Maybe one of the boys will put one away eventually. And after 62 minutes, nothing really has happened in this game. We have contained them at the back, but we've not created anything. And here come Newport and Abraham. Abraham puts McNeil in. Now this is a chance. He must score. And he hasn't. And it's so disappointing. We create so few chances that we must take those. And that is really disappointing. And he's not having the greatest of games. So I think it's about a substitution. And we're going to try young Lewis Collins to see if he can make a difference for us. We're also going to change things up in the midfield. And we have a couple of tired players there. And we're going to bring on Lakin. And we will also bring on Logan Pye for Lewis on the left. He's playing out of position, but I'm sure as a fullback he can play that wing-back role. At least I hope he can. And Newport have a free kick. And what can we do here? And there's a header, and I think it hit the bar. I think the goalkeeper nudged it onto the bar. So that goes down as a great save. And again, it's another chance. And 3 points here away at Middlesbrough would have been absolutely marvellous. But I'll take a point. Even though it's been a drab game, we gave it our best shot. And I'll take a point away at Middlesbrough. They were red-hot favourites to beat us, so I'll say well done. And now we are in 11th place, and after 29 games, we have 41 points. And I'm very, very happy with the performance from this team this season. And I think as long as we can pick up another 12 or 13 points, then we're going to finish quite high in the championship. And we'll have done very, very well. In terms of coming back, I think looking at the fixtures, we have some tough fixtures coming up. They're all tough. And I will probably play through February, and we'll come back at the beginning of March for our arch rivals game at Blackpool. And that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, watch, like and comment. Help us to grow so that we can help raise funds for chronic heart disease research. And all that remains to be said now is we'll see you in the next episode.